Welcome into the DNVR Rockies Podcast. I am your host, Suzie Hunter. We've got Steph Salazar co-hosting today.
Hello.
And we've got Kale producing.
Kale.
It's just like us hanging out as friends.
It is. This is like an every day occurrence for me and you, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. And also, I talk about you on the show all the time, but also you're a very upstanding member of Rockies Twitter.
I am. Thank you.
And you literally went to school for sports journalism. Can we pull up the pic? Can we pull up the receipts?
The receipts.
We dug up this picture from Steph's student reel at New Mexico State University.
Look
you
how
were
young
adorable.
I look.
You look the same. You don't look any different. You literally do not look different.
Do not look a day over 22.
I mean, it's also it's hella pixelized.
Yeah,
but
that's
also,
true.
You look the same.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Guys, we have a really fun show. We're going to talk a little more about Todd Helton. He went to Cooperstown. Yes. He might be on a plane again right now. He is just jet setting this week. We're going to talk about some of our favorite Hall of Fame moments too. We're gonna
chat a lot.
We're gonna chat a lot. We're gonna talk about maybe who's the next Rockies Hall of Famer.
Yep.
And what to expect at Rockies Fest tomorrow. I will give you a hint. It's the one guy you really want to see.
Is it Todd?
Stay tuned. I don't know.
I'm so nervous to hear about who it is. Who could it be?
Who could it be? But Steph, you were here at the bar for the big announcement.
I was.
How are you feeling about that announcement? How are you feeling about Todd of Fame? How are you feeling about Todd Helton as a Hall of Famer?
I'm so excited. It was terrifying waiting for the announcement because when they announced Bauer, we thought that it was Todd because they said he played his entire career with this one team, and we thought that it was Todd, and it wasn't Todd. And that was terrifying.
Gosh. Yes, I was scared.
I was so scared. But we were on pins and needles. I had so much anxiety the entire day. I thought, oh my God, what if he doesn't do it? I have to wait a whole nother year for this to happen again. But there was truly something so magical about being around other Rockies fans that love Rockies baseball the same way that I do and experience that moment. So that was, for me, that was the best part of it, I think.
Did you tear up?
Oh my God, I cried.
Did you sob?
I sobbed.
Did you call your dad?
I called my dad. And my dad's a giant Dodgers fan. If people know me, they know that my dad's the Dodgers fan. And he was emotional for me, on the other end. He was he did it. He did it.
Aww.
And if a Dodger fan can feel emotional for Todd Helton, then you know he deserves to be there.
That's how you know he was a real one.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited.
I'm excited. Yeah, I swear that announcement just, built up so much anxiety that's why I got way too excited.
Yeah, we all did.
Just screaming at the top of my lungs.
And you looked so good in your purple suit.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
You looked so done up.
I planned that outfit for more than a month.
Well, it was a monumental day. It deserved.
Todd deserved it.
Yeah.
I will tell Todd Helton this, by the way, when we see him at Rockies Fest. Yeah.
Big day.
Spoiler alert. Yeah, we're going to get into some Rockies news. My biggest piece of Rockies news right now is that Todd Helton will be at Rockies Fest tomorrow. We'll get to talk to him as press. But they're having a ceremony for 4/17 at 4:17 p.m. in McGregor Square.
4/17.
Yeah.
For number 17.
It's a great play on words.
I know.
But other than that, hate that timing. That's 40 minutes before sunset.
I know.
It's just a really weird time. You're let's start a thing. Mm-hmm. But they've already said it'll be a very brief appearance.
Yeah.
Because also, keep in mind, this is competing with Nuggets Sixers. This is a big matchup.
It's a big sports day in this town tomorrow.
I know.
It's a big day.
Right. You know what I think was exciting? Nolan Jones. Nolan Jones will also be at Rockies Fest, by the way. Yes. Nolan Jones, Philly native Nolan Jones. Will he have time to make it from Rockies Fest to the Sixers game?
I hope so, because he's reminded me of like one of those guys that I feel loves the Rockies so much and loves to represent who he plays for. But then like you said, like he's a Phillies guy, and all Phillies guys, like what do Phillies guys love the most? They love to represent their city.
Yeah, no, every Philly sports fan is just batshit crazy.
Yeah.
For better or for worse. And he's one of us.
Yeah.
He's one of us. And us. Like, sorry guys, I'm from Philly. Like, I have the nerve to have been born in.
How dare you?
Into a crazy fandom. But I chose you. Rockies fans.
Yeah.
So Nolan Jones, like his media availability is first. So like we get to start we start talking to guys like a little bit after 2. So like Nolan Jones goes first. I was like, ooh, like is that so he can make it to the Sixers game? But he has an autograph session at 3.
Ooh, that's
so if he
close.
does make it, he's gonna be late. I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it at all, and it's driving me actually insane.
So it's driving you insane. It has to be driving him insane.
We're gonna ask him.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
I hope he gets to go. At least for a little bit.
I hope he does too. I mean, we'll also ask him about getting a spot at number 3 in MLB Network's top 10 left fielders right now, which, first of all, a really big deal. We need really good outfielders because we have so much outfield, but also it's huge because a year ago he wasn't even playing left field.
No one even knew his name. People had no idea who Nolan Jones was. So I feel like this year, like people, you're going to say Nolan Jones and they're going to say, oh, the one true Nolan in Colorado.
The one true Nolan.
That's our guy.
True Nolan.
And my favorite part of that list, because you know I love Christian Yelich.
Of course.
And Christian Yelich is at number 8. And I was like, oh, look at my guy. Look at Nolan Jones above the almighty Christian Yelich.
That's how you know.
That's how you know.
How you know he's a real one. By the way, for those who don't know or maybe haven't heard, Steph also enjoys the Brewers.
I do.
She's Rockies first, but
Always.
she is a Brewers enjoyer.
Brewers enjoyer.
Yes. So we'll talk about some Brewers news. Let's talk a little bit more about Rockies Fest. So that's tomorrow. We haven't had Rockies Fest in like 4 years.
Yeah, 2020 I think was the last one, right?
That was the last one, yeah. Right before the pandemic. Perfect timing. And McGregor Square was it even finished back then, or was it brand new? I can't remember the timing off the top of my head.
I don't believe it was quite done yet.
Well, it's done now, and it's definitely going to be a huge part of the festivities. Because, like, there's the stuff you can go to at Coors Field, so many sessions, like, games you can play. Like, they're doing Rockies Family Feud. Like, that's going to be insane.
Yeah, that's going to be so much fun.
I've seen, like, the pictures of it from, like, previous years, and I'm like, yeah, I would do that.
Yeah.
We're not allowed to, like, go as press, though. I could buy a ticket and, like, participate in all of that myself.
Right.
But, I mean, I'll be a little busy working. But, like, I mean, the Rockies, like, haven't said this, but, like, I'm assuming it's so, like, news crews do not get in the way of people actually trying to have fun at Rockies Fest, which I appreciate. So that's the thing to keep in mind. You're not gonna have to worry about like the local news, like with their big ass cameras, like up
getting in your way,
up in your face while you're trying to talk to Nolan Jones at like your autograph session. We won't be in your way, and I love that for all of us.
You won't take over the question and answer session of the Q&A.
Could you imagine like us assholes? Like, excuse me, Nolan.
Especially during like the kids Q&A, because there's like a kids Q&A section I saw.
God.
So can you imagine the Suzie Hunter in the middle of the kids Q&A,
just like totally messing it up for like these kids who are like, excuse me, like, no, you're taking too long. Shut up. Let me ask my question.
My way.
I would run circles around those kids in a press session.
Oh, no doubt that you would. It's just so funny to like imagine that happening.
Oh man, I'm feuding with all children at all times because they take the attention away from me.
Well, duh.
For being so cute.
Yeah, I know.
I hate it.
We were just talking about how cute like girls are in like their little bows.
Oh my gosh.
They're gonna be in cute little purple bows asking Nolan Jones and German Marquez these amazing questions, and not you.
I want to like listen in on these like Q&A sessions with the kids. Be like, wait, that actually was a good question.
I know, me too. We could find the future Suzie Hunters of America.
I mean, maybe we could add another co-host.
Yeah, why not?
It'll be really fun though. There's a whole list of all the people who are going to be at Rockies Fest, like all the players, like there are no surprises coming.
No
Like
surprises.
we kind of know who's like going to be there already because it's been publicized in a list for months. But like personally, coming up like in our next show, like we'll get to talk to Nolan Jones, we'll get to talk to Bill Schmidt and Bud Black, we'll get to talk to Charlie Blackmon, Chris Bryant, and Kyle Freeland. So all of those guys. In addition to, they've added Todd Helton to that lineup too. So if you guys have questions for Todd Helton, send them over. Send them over to me, Suzie at thednvr.com, or leave them in the comments, whatever. Maybe I'll ask him something crazy.
Yeah.
I've done that. Like, I'll follow through on that shit.
I know you will. I have no doubt.
Well, like a few years ago, when I was working in Connecticut, I got to go down to a press event for Jimmy Kimmel when he does his Brooklyn show.
Wow.
And I put out on Twitter, like, do you guys have questions for Jimmy Kimmel? Like, just like toss them out there.
Yeah.
And like, so I like actually asked most of them.
Wow.
And like some of them were really crazy, but like I think he enjoyed it.
Oh, okay.
I was the craziest person Jimmy Kimmel talked to that day.
So definitely ask some crazy questions so Suzie could ask Todd.
Yeah, like
think of something that you have always wanted to ask Todd.
It's a team effort.
And then you could ask him.
And then I could.
I would ask him something about like Peyton Manning.
His bestie. His famous bestie.
Yeah, like I want to know what he told Peyton to get Peyton to Colorado.
Right?
Like I want to know that conversation.
Yeah.
I don't think he would ever tell us, obviously, but
He might. I mean, it's been long enough.
It has been long enough.
Neither
We won a
of them are
Super
like-
Bowl already.
Yeah, Peyton's won a Super Bowl. Helton's already in the Hall of Fame. What else does he have to prove to anyone?
Nothing.
There isn't anything more that he can do to prove to us that he was the greatest Rocky of all time.
Right.
And now officially one of the greatest players of all time.
Exactly. So I feel like as a gift,
As a gift.
he could tell us how that conversation went down with Peyton.
Don't we deserve that?
We do.
By the way, we'll throw some dates at you guys. Of course, we know Helton's going to be in the mix tomorrow at Rockies Fest. August 17th, mark your calendar because that is the day that the celebration of Todd Helton will happen at Coors Field. August 17th, obviously, it's a 17. We got to include a 17 in anything we're doing for Todd Helton. There are only like 3 games that land on the 17th of any month that the Rockies are playing, any home games.
Yeah.
The one in June is a Monday game against the Dodgers. Can't do that.
Nope.
There's a Tuesday in September. That's versus the Diamondbacks. We're not going to do that. August is perfect. It's a Saturday. It's against the Padres. So not only is it like, a little rivalry game for us.
Yeah. And all 3 were against our division. All 3 17 games.
Isn't that so weird?
That is weird.
It's so weird, you guys.
Did they do this on purpose?
Yeah. Well, that's the best option. Hey, guys, stick with us for a sec. Maybe your best option for new carpet is Empire Today. Empire Today, they are going to give you the shop-at-home convenience that we all love, but with professional installers and some kick-ass warranties. They're going to get the job done. And also they have an iconic theme song that we remember from our childhoods. That's how long they've been in the game. And usually when you're in the game for this long, you're probably pretty good at it. But with Empire Today, you get shop-at-home convenience, the right product for your needs, and a quick and professional installation. Oh, and don't forget, a price match guarantee. Empire Today is the best place to get new flooring. Of course, there are tons of copycats that have popped up over the years, but they can't compete because the competitors, they're doing low-quality products. Empire Today, they are doing the highest quality because don't you deserve that? But schedule an in-home estimate today. All listeners can receive a $350 discount when they use promo code DNVR. Some restrictions do apply, so check Empire Today/DNVR for details. And, Breck Brew. Guys, we have been losing our minds over what is the new beer of the month because we watched it run out on Tuesday.
We had so much celebrating to do.
Was it not Christmas?
It was.
To be fair, was it not a Christmas for the Rockies?
It was a Christmas. It's Christmas, Thanksgiving, Hanukkah.
All in one.
All of them.
All in one. It was 17 holidays.
It was 17 holidays.
But guys, the beer of the month, the bar staff told us it is the Outlaw. We got the Nuggets themed Outlaw beer going on. We have it right now. It's like super light. What a great show beer.
It is.
And it's easy to chug, obviously. God, look at this. Look at this.
These are only $4 a pint, so you should come drink like 11.5 of them.
11.5.
11.5 and a half.
It's a beautiful number. Guys, yeah, Breck Brew, they've got a beer for any occasion, though, so make sure you are checking the Breck Beer Locator at breckbrew.com to find your favorite beer near you, or like find your favorite Breck here at the bar.
Yeah.
And
even
drink
better.
it with us. Even freaking better. All right. Let's talk about Todd Helton in Cooperstown. We got to see some cool shots of Todd Helton in Cooperstown, of course, with the other guys who were elected to the Hall of Fame this week. But yeah, Todd Helton made it out to Cooperstown. I loved seeing the pictures of Todd Helton looking at all the Tony Gwynn gear, because we know that they bonded. Tony Gwynn saw Todd Helton during his second season and was like, oh yeah, like he's going to be really good. He could be a Hall of Famer.
He knew it since his second season. Like,
That's how you
my
know.
gosh.
That's how you know.
That's how you know.
I also love, we know that they have this connection, but apparently apparently Tony Gwynn gave Todd Helton advice that changed the way he approached the plate.
Oh.
It was something about, like, you got to pick a spot to look at on the pitcher so your eyes don't wander.
Uh-huh.
And whatever it was, it worked.
Obviously.
Because Todd Helton still has so many records that other guys might not be able to beat.
And honestly, like, it's not that I don't want the guys to strive to beat them, but if someone ever does, it's going to be kind of heartbreaking. Because, like, Todd's just, like, he's the Rocky.
He's Mr. Rocky.
He's Mr. Rocky.
As Harrison was calling him on TDSP earlier today. He's Mr. Rocky.
He is. So that's really cool.
Yeah, I loved that. I absolutely freaking loved it. Anything else that happened in...
I love the jerseys that they have. Like, I like the font.
Oh my gosh. The Hall of Fame jerseys are so fire.
Yeah, and like the cream colored that they have on. Like, I really like the jerseys.
They're so nice. Yeah, those Hall of Fame jerseys are good. Yeah, he tried them on. I loved that he was typical Todd Helton, like our stoic king, but like he was just like... He was cracking jokes. Like, he was joking about how Joe Mauer was actually a better quarterback than he was.
Yeah.
Because also Joe Mauer, like, an incredible two-sport athlete, too. Both of these guys excelled in football.
Yeah.
That shows baseball.
And how cool that they're both going into the Hall of Fame the same year.
I love it.
I
Yeah,
know.
This is a very interesting Hall of Fame class, because, yeah, we've got two very accomplished multi-sport athletes.
Yeah.
But also, it's so funny. These three guys, two of them were first ballot selections, and then it's Todd. It took him like 6 years to get here, but it didn't take him 10.
But it did not take him 10.
It did not take him 10. And
Thank goodness for our well-being. It did not take 10.
I couldn't do another year of this. I actually simply could not.
Me either.
Simply could not. A little bit of Rockies gossip, by the way, before we get into some more baseball headlines. Michael Toglia got engaged in Banff over the weekend.
Congratulations, Michael Toglia.
Yes, Michael Anthony Toglia, my large adult son.
Yeah. I love him because we always call him by his full name
Michael
every time
Anthony
we watch him play.
I just like say that to his face.
I love that even more.
He did ask me, so like during the season, he was like, well, what's your middle name? I got to do this back to you. And like he was doing it.
Oh,
I was like, yes.
I love him. Congratulations, Michael Anthony.
He is a nice young man. I believe
nice young man.
Who knows? I don't think his wife will take on his middle and last name.
Oh, she should.
Yeah. But wouldn't that be hilarious?
That would be so good.
All right, we do have some baseball news other than Todd Helton. Some other things did happen this week. Not a lot, but a few things. Steph will like this one. Rhys Hoskins from one 17 to another 17, by the way. Rhys Hoskins, who famously was wearing 17 with the Phillies. He has now signed with the Brewers, and he can't wear 17 with the Brewers because that number belongs to Jim Gatner. who also had a 17-year run with the Brewers.
Yep.
Very interesting, because that's also a crazy long run.
I know.
That is a long time to play professional baseball.
That is a long time to play baseball.
It's
17 for 17.
I'm like just sore attending a full season of Rockies games.
Yeah, me too.
I'm exhausted just like watching.
I don't know if I'm mentally prepared for the baseball season. I know I am, because I love baseball more than I love anything. But like physically, I'm not quite sure if I'm ready to sit at Coors Field yet. Like,
this is why spring training exists. It's not just for players.
It's for us.
It's for us.
Thank goodness. Because we got to get ready.
We got to get ready. Yeah. Rhys Hoskins, first baseman, was with the Phillies, was on the IL all of the season because he tore his ACL at spring training. He was a free agent at the end of this season. And I mean, the Phillies kind of made it clear they were going to stick with Bryce Harper as their new first baseman.
So he had to go. Or he need to find a new spot.
Yeah. So the Brewers snatched him up. Of course, he can't wear number 17, as we mentioned. He's going to wear number 12 now. This is according to Adam McCalvey, who is the beat reporter for MLB.com. But yeah, Rhys Hoskins will wear number 12. Another guy not wearing a 17.
I saw a really funny tweet about him wearing number 12 because, you know, like a very famous football player that played for the Packers were number 12.
Oh my God. For a second, I honestly thought you were doing Tom Brady. Thought you were talking about Tom Brady.
So close.
I spent so much time in New England during Tom Brady's reign. Oh my goodness. But yeah, there is another famous quarterback.
There is another famous quarterback that wore number 12, and he played in Green Bay. And this tweet was something like, oh, now there's a new number 12 in town, and he's going to be better.
Ooh,
and for the Brewers' sake, I hope so. They desperately needed a first baseman. So I hope it works out well. And I hope this number 12 is better than the other number 12, just because as a Packer fan, because I love the Packers, like, we're done with that number 12 too.
Yeah.
But it was just really funny how there was like Brewer fans that were like, yes, a new number 12 to cheer for. And
honestly,
I'm like, okay.
that's so refreshing though.
I know. I thought so
really
too.
Is.
I was like, oh, good for you guys. So,
yeah.
let's see how it goes.
Good for the Brewers. I feel so bad for the Rockies. Like, that's another first baseman we won't get.
And God knows we need more.
You need at least 5 guys on first base.
Yes, at all times.
At all times. The Yard Goats at all times, creating chaos. You would think the Yard Goats would congratulate Todd Helton because they are a Rockies farm team.
Right.
But they haven't always been a Rockies farm team. They actually congratulated Joe Mauer, who, before the Yard Goats were the Yard Goats, they were the Rockcats. And the Rockcats, before they were a Rockies affiliate, were a Twins affiliate. So actually, Joe Mauer played in Connecticut.
Oh.
So this is also a fun fact, though. Connecticut and the Rockies organization, like, they have had many interactions with each other because Todd Helton played in Connecticut as a New Haven Raven.
Right.
Do you want the history of the New Haven Ravens?
I do.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to give it to you. Okay, so they had to add 2 more teams to minor league baseball when MLB expanded.
Right.
To 2 more teams. So in '93, they added a couple more teams, and the Marlins got the Sea Dogs, which ended up being a Red Sox affiliate. But the Rockies got the New Haven Ravens.
I love that name.
Which is like so crazy too, because again, like, Connecticut's so far away from here.
Yeah, it's far.
I would know.
You would know.
Because it's a pain in the ass to travel between those 2 towns. Those two states. New Haven doesn't even have an airport. Well, they have like a little one, but like not like a major airport.
Yeah.
So like for a few years, the Rockies affiliate was in New Haven, and then the Rockies moved their AA team to Kinston in '98, and then New Haven became a Mariners affiliate. Even farther.
I was gonna say that's even farther.
I don't even think it's possible to get from Connecticut to Washington.
Yeah.
It's not even possible. First of all, there are no direct flights. You would have to take a minimum of 3 flights.
That's insane.
It's so crazy. But I thought that was interesting. So shout out to the Yard Goats for creating chaos and shouting out the wrong dude.
I know. I'm kind of offended, actually.
Right? The New Haven Ravens, ended up leaving New Haven. They moved up to New Hampshire, became the New Hampshire Fisher Cats. They are now a Blue Jays affiliate, which at the time was very controversial because New Hampshire is very aggressively Red Sox territory. So, like, even the mayor at the time, like, spoke out against it. They're like, I don't think this is going to work. Like, the mayor was pissed.
Oh, my God. They got the mayor involved.
The mayor was so mad.
Oh, my gosh.
It ended up working out. But it's funny. The Yard Goats and the New Hampshire Fisher Cats are owned by the same family.
Oh, okay.
The father owns the Fisher Cats. The son owns the Yard Goats.
Wow.
Same family.
Interesting.
It's so interesting. I love minor league baseball. If you have minor league baseball questions, always ask me because I'm probably going to know no matter how dumb it is.
You are.
No matter how freaking dumb it is. All right, we're going to bring it back to Todd Helton and talk about some of our favorite moments in just a second. But I do believe we have some more shout outs to do. Who are they? We got to talk about Circa Sportsbook. I say this every damn day. I am dying to get out to Circa Resort and Casino in Vegas. It is Vegas's first ever adult only casino. How is that possible that it's Vegas's first casino resort that is for 21 plus? You're not going to have to whip out your ID a million times, which is good for me because I am known to lose all of my cards, including my ID. They've also got the world's largest sports book. We're talking a stadium style setup. We're talking a TV so big it takes 10 people to run it. And personally, I'm the most stoked about Stadium Swim. Open every day of the year. Swim up bars, cabanas, super cabanas, mega cabanas, who knows? And also, they have amazing rooms. They've got 500 of them, more than even. But you can get a discount on those rooms. Book your stay with code DNVR20. You're going to get 20% off. And don't forget, if you're not going out to Vegas anytime soon, Circa Sportsbook, the app, is available in Colorado. Download that app. We've got a link in the bio, but download the app at circasports.com. Circa Sports bets can only be made while physically located in the state of Colorado. Must be 21 or older. All rights reserved. Circa Sports Colorado encourages you to gamble responsibly. If you have a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER or visit problemgambling.org. And fam, I want to raise the roof, but not too hard. If we do, we've got Red Hawk Roofing to give us a new roof. Apparently Gen Z does not raise the roof when they dance. It's like a whole thing. I saw it online.
Interesting.
Let's talk about Red Hawk Roofing, though. They are Denver's best roofers, local business. We love our local businesses here at DNVR, obviously, but they are working with quality materials, decades of experience, a quick response time, and they are Colorado's best estimators and contractors. Guys, take care of this now before weather gets really bad in February and March, and you don't want issues to arise. You got to take care of this now. You can call them for a no obligation roof and property inspection. They'll even do photos too, so you got the receipts. Winter's here. Don't wait. Just don't. So if you're looking for a new roof for your home or your business, be sure to check out Red Hawk Roofing. Go to redhawkroofing.com, and when you get a hold of them, tell them DNVR sent you. Woo. Steph, do you have... Thank you. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. Okay. Do you have any favorite Hall of Fame moments of Todd? Just moments where you're like, yeah, he's going to the Hall of Fame.
Like watching him play?
Yeah.
Man, there's so many.
I got one. This is my favorite. It's so funny. Harrison asked us this earlier, and I think he thought he was going to get one answer, but he got this instead. The fake out is actually my favorite.
The fake out.
And MLB put it up on Twitter, so we're going to put it up too. Yeah, iconic.
I love this one.
You have to be like real freaking cool to pull that off.
You know what I like always think about with the fake out is why don't more first basemen do this?
I think 'cause it's like a dick move.
I think it's so funny. Maybe that's why.
I think also, like, I feel like if you do that, like, you are in danger of getting your ass kicked.
Oh, maybe. But like, who's afraid of Todd?
No one's afraid of, like, you're not going to try to kick Todd Helton's ass.
No.
Like, that would be insane.
It's stupid insane.
That would be so dumb.
But that's what always, like, came to my mind. Also, I never played baseball, so what do I know? But Like, I always thought, why don't more first basemen do that? Because I thought it was so funny.
It's so funny. That is a good question. You know what? We'll ask all of the Rockies first basemen.
All of them. There's
them.
so many.
So many.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's a good one. All right. I love this tweet. We're just going to revisit some new thoughts about Todd Helton's upcoming induction to the Hall of Fame. Great member of Rockies Twitter, the Ghost of Marv, said this: "It's been 10 years since Helton had his number retired. They should have him back for another ceremony where they unveil a gold Hall of Fame trim on it. You know, give people a reason to show up at the ballpark." Not only is Coors Field just our favorite sports bar, baseball happens and sometimes ceremonies happen.
Yeah.
We know now that Todd's celebration ceremony will be August 17th. We don't know if that'll be when they add the gold ring. We could assume.
I would assume that would be when they do it. That would make sense to me, but you never know.
Sometimes you can't assume.
With this team, you don't want to assume things. So maybe we'll have two celebrations.
Can't assume shit.
But that's a good idea.
It is a good idea. Also, hey, shout out to Justin. I see you in the chat. I think we've already answered your question as in terms of what is news. What is the new news for the Rockies? Not a ton. No transactions. Nothing crazy. Just Rockies Fest. We're getting amped up for Rockies Fest. You know what? People have been super amped up for Todd Helton getting elected to the Hall of Fame. I love this one tweet. This, first of all, I gave you the wrong link, Kale, so I'm sorry. Someone on Twitter said, "My eyes are sweaty with respect."
Which is now going to be my new catchphrase. I was telling Suze before we came on.
Amazing.
So if you hear me start saying that, don't worry. I will give you credit. But I just think that is so funny.
Sweaty with respect. I'm not crying. My eyes are sweaty.
I'm not crying. My eyes are just sweaty.
With respect.
I think that's so funny. That's what I was doing on Tuesday. I was not crying. I did not break down.
You're sweating out of your eyeballs.
I was just sweating out of my eyeballs. A lot. A lot of people saw me cry at the bar.
But, you know, your makeup stayed intact.
It did. Thank you.
By the way, I think I threw this question in the outline, but I'm like, what? I don't know the last time this Rocky show was hosted by two women. Kale, the only time I can't think of a time.
I mean, it would be someone you brought on, so I don't.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Let's go, girls.
Let's go, girls. I hope you guys are loving this conversation, by the way. We need to have a conversation. We need to have a very serious conversation right now. It's been a year since Rockies owner Dick Monfort made those comments regarding 500 ball. Like, these words are going to float around us for a long time. So that Breakfast of Champions event that happens in Greeley every year, it's tomorrow. We have tickets to it. Whether or not we make it there for 8 a.m., I don't know.
To be determined.
To be determined. Who knows? But we got to talk about these comments because they were national sports news, and it didn't exactly make the Rockies look great.
No.
It was more of a foot and mouth moment. That's how we saw it. I don't know if that's how he sees it, but that's how we see it for
I don't think
sure.
that's how we saw it at all.
Yeah. Dick Monfort's probably not going to be there.
No, especially with Rockies Fest. It sounds like he wants to focus more on Rockies Fest than on the Breakfast of Champions.
I am truly convinced the Rockies saw the date for Breakfast of Champions. They're like, we have to have Fan Fest on this day, no matter what, because we have to keep him away.
We have to distract him some way, somehow. So let's do Rockies Fest on this day.
So unless he escapes his handlers, I don't think he'll be there. Daryl Strawberry will be there.
Which is so cool.
That's huge.
That's huge.
That's a really big name for Greeley, Colorado.
Especially if you've never been to Greeley and you don't know what Greeley is. That's a huge name.
That's like really all there is to know.
Yeah. But
There's that one event.
I would respect Dick Monfort a lot more if he was more realistic with us and not tell me who falls for everything. So I'm very gullible. Not tell me we are going to be a 500 ball team.
But also, like, Dick Monfort's not one to, like, talk realistically because he also like refuses to use the word rebuild right now.
And I love
what else are we
rebuilding.
doing?
Like, just tell me we're rebuilding. That's what we're doing.
It's okay to use that R word. Other R words, no. This R word, it's okay. This is a safe space, Dick.
Yeah, it's a safe space. You could tell me.
You can.
I am okay with it.
Oh my gosh, I would love to know what's going on in his brain sometimes. I have decided that we should call that event 500 Ballgate.
I love this
Because when you say 500 ball, like, I don't know if other people think about it this way, but like I think about those comments that he said to the press willingly, and he didn't have to. It was not a press conference. He wasn't obligated to talk to the press.
No, he could have just sat there and ate his breakfast.
He chose, like he made a choice.
Boy, was it a choice.
It was not a great choice. Okay, so we're gonna revisit some of those comments. The big one. Okay, so quote. We have a lot of talent. A lot of good things are going to happen. And I think they're going to start happening this year. And I think we can play 500 ball. Obviously, that is the take that aged the worst.
To be fair, I think we played 500 ball for what, like half a week?
Yeah. So not even. Technically, the Rockies were only above 5. Okay, so the Rockies were only above 500 for 3 days.
That's what it was.
By day 4 of the season, they were at 500, and then that was the last time the Rockies were at 500.
What a great 4 days that was.
That was it. It
Yeah.
was 4 days of 500 ball.
Yeah.
And that's not good.
I remember I was in Kansas City watching the Royals with my best friend, and I was walking around Kauffman Stadium with my Rockies shirt on thinking that I was the shit because my team was 500 and I was like, ha ha ha, look at my Rockies.
Look at my, like, oh my gosh. Well, I mean, they won those first 2 games. Like, the first 2 days of the season, we're at the top of the NL West standings.
We were riding high.
Oh my gosh. You just have to, like, lean into those moments because you're like, actually, I don't know if we're going to get any better.
Right.
And, like, in that case, we were right.
Yeah.
Okay, here's another quote. This was on the Rockies' top prospects. Quote, we had 4 of them, but I kid you not, there could have been 15. We have an incredible amount of talent in the minor leagues, and some of them are going to be up this year. This one actually did age well.
It did.
Because we had, first of all, lots of great talent that debuted, but a couple of key pieces that debuted in particular. Brenton Doyle debuted this year, finished his rookie season with a Gold Glove.
That was one of my proudest moments this year was Doyle getting that Gold Glove.
As you should be, because that is a tough outfield.
Top outfield.
But he's got those speedy legs. He's just he's so skinny, he's so fast. I think he said he lost like 30 pounds just like running around the outfield.
I believe it because that outfield is huge.
He did end the season very skinny.
I absolutely love watching him play.
And also, I mean, obviously, Tovar, another one of those top prospects, another one of those young guys. His future continues to look bright. He was an everyday player, and that is so hard to do.
He's another one that he can be in the talks to be one of the best shortstops in the NL. I think. I absolutely love him.
Yeah. How could you not? How could you not? And of course, we have to mention Nolan Jones, too, because, again, a top prospect and, had never even played left field. Now he's one of the best in the biz.
The one true Nolan.
The one true Nolan. Is there another Nolan?
No.
I've never even heard of another person named Nolan.
Me either.
All right, here's the next one. Quote, I think 500 is in the cards, and if stuff, I don't think he said stuff, if stuff goes right, and with the expanded playoffs, who knows what happens? We're going to continue the quote. That's sort of what we thought, talking about last year, and then as it ended up, Chris didn't play much, and we ended up a little worse than what I thought. That didn't age great because we saw a little more Chris Bryant this year, but not enough, and not enough for him to contribute in a meaningful way.
Yeah, which is disappointing because I've always been a Chris Bryant fan, even with the Cubs. And seeing him not be able to play to like the potential that we know he can, even like towards the end of his career, is super disappointing. So I hope, bearing all injuries that Chris has going on, we could see more Chris Bryant this year.
I'm going to carefully knock on wood without spilling my Breck brew.
I know.
You must knock on wood, or else who knows what will happen.
Who knows?
I'm not trying to find out.
I don't want to find out either.
I'm not trying to 500 ball around and find out. You know, we wanted to do a little show and tell with Steph.
I left my ball over there.
Oh my God, go get it. Kale, bring the camera back to me. Bring it back while Steph runs off camera. So yeah, Steph's got, we love a little show and tell. I'm trying to do like a show and tell episode, by the way. I keep like reaching out to people on Twitter and be like, oh my gosh, will you come on? And they're just like, huh?
This is such a cool like idea. I don't know why people would hate it.
I don't think people hate it. I think like all greatness, sometimes it's just not understood in its time.
That's fair.
And that is exactly what is happening. All right, so Steph has a foul ball here. Show the class.
This is my foul ball.
Steph, where did this foul ball come from?
So we got this foul ball. I say we, so I'll tell you the story. It was at a Dodgers Rockies baseball game at Coors Field, and I went with my best friend Baz, who I've never met anyone that hates the Dodgers more than Baz.
She's a real one.
She's a real one.
But she's also a real not Rockies fan. She's a Giants fan.
She's a Giants fan, yeah. So it makes
very
sense.
Unfortunate. But like we can come together and hate the Dodgers together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And my favorite pitcher, Clayton Kershaw, who I know is not a Rocky.
But you gotta respect.
You gotta respect.
You gotta
the
respect.
greats. Clayton Kershaw was pitching, and we were sitting in our favorite section at Coors Field, which is behind home plate, but like in the high levels.
Yes.
And there wasn't many people that day, which is weird because it's a Dodger game. Mm-hmm. But
what time of year was it?
It was pretty warm, so I'd say, I don't know, maybe August. So it's towards the end.
Yeah. What year was this?
It was 2 years ago, so not this season, but the season before.
Okay, so all right.
Yeah.
So not a great season for the Rockies.
No.
I can see why maybe it wasn't packed, but
yeah,
Clayton Kershaw was still cooking back then.
Yeah, like, and I try to make it a point to go watch Clayton Kershaw every time he pitches because I never know when it's gonna be the last time I'm gonna see Clayton Kershaw.
That's fair.
So CJ Cron is up to bat, who I love CJ, and he hits this foul ball towards us. And I always thought that I'd be one of those people that if a foul ball comes towards me, I would jump up and catch it and make myself like on SportsCenter top 10. Turns out that's not me. So what I did was I immediately like ducked. But before like I ducked, I hit Baz and I went Baz, 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 and like hit her like a million times because it's literally coming towards our faces. And Baz, being the heroic woman that she is, caught the ball. And
of course she would.
And if you know Baz, this is a very like none of this is shocking.
She's a strong presence. Like she is not a person you would ever want to cross.
No.
And I can totally believe that she would just like
and that's exactly what she did. And then she handed it to me because she hates Clayton Kershaw. And
like does she probably hates CJ Cron?
Well, she doesn't hate CJ Cron. She doesn't have any hate for the Rockies. Mostly because of me.
Good. Okay.
Yeah. So
thank you for clarifying.
Yeah, she has no hate for the Rockies, but like the best part of it was me just like diving and like hitting her and telling her, "Baz, get the ball."
Foul balls, like it's harder to catch a foul ball than a lot of people think. But
look
yeah,
how
that
scuffed up that is.
So scuffed.
Like CJ hit this really hard.
I mean, CJ Cron do be mashing,
but like I love the fact that Clayton Kershaw threw this ball.
He once held that ball.
He once held this ball.
He once held it. CJ Cron never held it.
No. And so Baz and I have always we've held on to it, obviously, but we want to get it signed either by Kershaw or CJ one day.
One of these days we will make it happen.
I know. Baz basically saved my life.
Baz is in the chat, by the way. Baz says, you didn't duck, you flew into the aisle. LMAO.
That's accurate.
Yeah. Well, I had a foul ball come at me in the press box, and like, you only have like a half a second to decide how you're going to react.
See?
And I couldn't catch the foul ball that was coming at me. It was off the bat of Randy Arozarena, so it was coming in hot.
Oh, that sucker flew.
It came in real hard, and I knew in my soul, I was like, if I try to catch this, it's going to bounce off my hand, and it's going to hit my laptop, and then I'm like the whole Tampa Bay trip is ruined.
Probably break your hand.
It would, first of all, would probably have broken my hand.
Yep.
And it definitely would have broken my laptop.
Yeah.
But I still held it up and was like, yes, this is my moment. I acquired this. I caught it off the wall that it bounced off of.
Yeah.
So it's not an out, but like I could make it an out.
Yeah. Foul balls are scary is the point of this story.
Foul balls are really scary, you guys. I am excited that the Rays are coming here for our home opener.
I am too.
Like,
I think that's a good like matchup between.
Yeah, it's super random.
Super random.
But it's like super fun.
Yeah.
We're not allowed to ask for autographs though. Like I can't go in with my press pass and be like, Randy, hello.
I have this ball.
You hit this at my head. That's how you get your credentials revoked. Not allowed to ask for autographs.
Or else I would have asked you to get like a Willie Adames ball.
Yeah.
Like forever ago.
My dad, like I brought my dad to a Rockies game, like it was like one of the first times that he came out here to visit me, and like he just like obviously I'm working, like I just kind of have to leave him to his own devices.
Yeah.
For better or for worse. My dad's a chaotic king. He's a Gemini, so like
Yeah.
that explains it all. Say less, fam. But like my dad got to meet Herman Marquez. And
the best.
Like, and then my dad was like, he's my favorite pitcher now. And I'm like, stop it. This is
He's everyone's favorite pitcher.
so wholesome.
Yeah.
He was so sad when he got hurt. But my dad was here for a game where the Brewers were in town. And like Willie Adames was like down there like signing autographs. So my dad was like right down there. And he was like, oh, I didn't know if you wanted a Brewers player to sign your glove. And I'm like, you totally could have.
Imagine having Willie Adames sign your glove.
That would have been cool.
It would have been so cool.
I'm like, I can't ask for these.
You can't.
I'm not allowed.
But your dad can.
I can send my dad to do whatever. Stop. Like when I was last year was my first time that I ever got to like work out of the Phillies press box because I didn't make it to the Phillies Rockies game. The first year I was covering the Rockies because it was just too early in the season,
Yeah.
and I'd like literally just gotten the job like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So didn't get to do it, but like got to do it last year, and it was like big for me because obviously like that's the team that I grew up watching.
Yeah, that's huge.
It was huge for me. But Greg Lazinski has like a barbecue stand. Phillies legend Greg Lazinski.
And he's actually in the stand or like in the barbecue.
He has like a little like a seat like right outside of it.
Oh, okay.
So he's got like his little office, and then he's got like a little seat where like people can come up to him and like chat with him. But I was like, Dad, like while I'm working, you should go talk. Every time I'm at a game with my dad, by the way, we have to like harass Greg Lazinski. And I was like, Dad, just go get an autograph. Like, just go do that.
Yeah.
He's just a dude. You can just ask him.
We should set up a spot near the Helton Burger place in Coors Field for Todd Helton to sit.
Do you think we could? I guess like it would be different if like he owned Helton Burger.
I guess.
Should he buy it? Can he buy it?
Can he buy it?
Aramark, let him buy it.
Yeah.
Let him.
This is $1 million idea.
We are cooking right now.
We are.
Cooking with fire.
Oh my, I love this idea.
Oh, I'm so emailing this clip to Aramark.
Yeah, and then one day have Peyton Manning come.
Yes. Helton Burgers for that day can feature a Peyton patty.
Yes.
Are we marketing geniuses?
We are.
We actually might be.
Oh my gosh, I love this.
All right, guys, let's tell you the fun things we have coming up. First of all, we may or may not see Daryl Strawberry tomorrow. We may or may not wake up early enough for Breakfast of Champions. We bought tickets for it.
We did.
I don't know.
But we bought them when we were in a very ambitious mood.
We were riding high on emotions. We're like, we're going to go to this. Like, I thought I would never come down from it ever again. I've relaxed now, and I'm realizing that that's not a realistic expectation for myself.
But we will be at Rockies Fest.
We will be at Rockies Fest. We're actually going to share those player interviews all week long. The show's next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 12:15. I'm getting LASIK on Thursday,
which is exciting.
so that's why I have to.
You're going to wear
glasses.
the Taylor Swift glasses. Our goggles, the Taylor Swift goggles.
I'm not even kidding. So, like, went in for the consultation. I thought my boyfriend was going to, like, lose his mind when the doctor said this to me. But she was, like, just describing, like, all the after surgery things that you need to do. She's like, oh, yeah, you'll get, like, those cataract glasses and the goggles, like Taylor Swift from the video when she got LASIK. I'm like, say less. I know exactly what you're talking about.
She knew her audience. She knew good and well that you smelled like a Swiftie.
She could see it.
This girl's a Swiftie. I know how to get her.
And they got me.
And they got you.
Got me. So yeah, Thursday, Friday, I'm going to be out of commission. You're like really not supposed to like stare at screens that much like when you first get LASIK.
Oh.
Because apparently, I mean, this isn't a common side effect, but like the people who have dry eye that like lasts the longest apparently are people who look at screens.
Oh.
She was like, you look at screens a ton, right? I'm like, I only look at screens. Only, like exclusively, like 23 hours a day looking at screens.
Right.
So I'm like, also like if screens are going to hurt my eyes, like these lights will absolutely hurt my. So I'm just going to not
take
work
it
on
easy.
Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, that's fair.
Y'all won't hear from me, but when I come back, oh my gosh, you'll never see glasses on me again.
That's exciting.
It's kind of crazy.
I know.
But this is a good time, like your 30s are a good time to get LASIK because it typically lasts like 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
So by that time, I'll be approaching 50 and like your eyes change at that time of your life anyway.
Just adjust.
Like, yeah, remember Randall Grichuk? He had to start wearing glasses.
Yeah.
When he first joined the Rockies.
Yeah.
Because his LASIK had started to wear off and he was noticing it.
Oh.
And then he was like, no, these glasses are too distracting. And then he stopped wearing them.
You're going to forget
Just
like what
play
it
blind.
feels like to not wear glasses.
I know.
It's going to be so weird.
Yeah. It's going to be strange. I'm going to like, it's going to be like the episode of New Girl where Winston gets the colorblind glasses.
I love that episode.
Freak the hell out.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun. But yeah, guys, tune in. I'll be back Monday. Steph, where can we follow you on social media? Because you have so much great baseball content.
Oh, thank you. You can follow me on Twitter. It's StephS_24.
Why 24?
Because my favorite football player of all time is Champ Bailey. And also Dexter Fowler is one of my favorite Rockies.
Rockies legend.
Yeah, he's one of those like baseball players that I think like you forget played for the Rockies.
Honestly, like he is definitely one of those guys.
He is, but I loved him when he was a Rocky. He's one of the best.
He is a sharp dresser.
He is.
Oh my gosh, his suit game.
And his interviews were always so funny. Like he seemed like such a nice guy.
And now that I love that he's on the other side of it now, because he was on those Peacock broadcasts last year.
Yep.
We ran it. They pulled him in for that Rockies Phillies game that was one of the Sunday morning Peacock games.
They did. Yeah. So I love Dexter Fowler.
He's a good one. All right, that's a good number. Hey, Kale, where can we follow you? Where can we follow you on social media?
At Kale Sorbo, Kale with 2 L's.
With 2 L's. Amazing photography. Incredible photography.
We love Kale.
We love Kale. Guys, you can follow me at the Suzie Hunter on all platforms and keep it tuned in to DNVR_Rockies on Twitter tomorrow because we are going to be giving you so much Rockies Fest content. You're going to be sick with content, like in a really good way.
Yeah, in the best way.
In the best way.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Guys, thank you so much. You know what I like to say about closing out a podcast? Read my shirt.
That's baseball.
Famous Bud Black quote. Guys, that's baseball. That's the show. That is the show. We will talk to y'all on Monday. Have a great weekend.
We all silly like the mayor.